Hello everyone, my name is Murungi Sarah and welcome to Living in Kigali. Today we're going to be talking about a lot to deal with fashion industry, but more in particularly living in Kigali as a business person, as a business owner. Now, in the studio I have two gorgeous women, and before I introduce them, I want to give them a small scenario, right? So, getting straight into it. So let's imagine there's an Italian, right? He is living in Italy and you're talking to him back and forth just because of shared interest or something like that. And he asks you about Kigali and everything. What would you do? What would you highlight about Kigali for him, in order to be able to persuade him to make the move to Kigali?
I think the first thing that I'll tell anyone who wants to start a business in Kigali is that Kigali is a place that has people who are not afraid to try something new, people who are open to new opportunities and new products and new services that are being provided for anything that helps them. And so it is not a challenge to start something in the country where people are not, where people are excited about new things, and they're not just about just looking at it, but they're also excited about trying it and accessing it, buying it, or even trying the service itself. Right. And that's something that they're very open to, not even in a long period of time. And so I would encourage the Italians specifically to start a business in the city, because then he has that assurance of having people who are excited to be part of that product that he'll be bringing or service, and in a way that doesn't really take a lot of time, that gains him a lot of customers in the long run.
In addition to that, I would highlight that Rwanda has a supportive government where you're able to register your business in less than 24 hours. Another thing is that our city is very clean, so you don't have to really worry about the location of your business. And also Rwanda is a dynamic city. Yeah.
Right, it's a dynamic city and it's very receptive of people from all areas, right? So now that we know exactly what it is that you love about Kigali, because this was kind of like a trick question, you're pretty much highlighting all the things that you love about doing business in Kigali and also living in Kigali in a way. I would take this moment to ask you all to introduce yourselves. Who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? Yeah.
All right, my name is Kessy, Mugabo, and I am currently a student at the African Leadership University. I do international business and trade, and I'm also the co-founder and creative director of a fashion brand called Ikamba Apparel that does clothing in the country for both male and female, targeting mainly middle class and high class in terms of providing affordable clothes for them, but that also has a culture preserving material that we add on every piece of our clothing to be able to preserve our culture in the long run, but also keep that as an impact in terms of having our clothes not just be clothes, but also have a certain uniqueness of the country wherever they go. Right. And part of that is also we, as we started the brand, part of the story of that is that we wanted to create a certain space for affordability in terms of clothes for the population mostly, but also around the globe, and also be able to impact the lower class people, but not necessarily in terms of our clothes, but with what we make as money. That's not something that we've made specific in terms of saying that this is the particular place and this is a particular amount, but it's something that we thought of doing in terms of saying we're going to provide clothes for the middle class and high class, but we're also going to have a certain percentage of our profit to help the lower class in terms of other things that they might need, which is not necessarily clothes, but through the impact that we're doing and the business that we started.
Fashion, and then also meeting social enterprise, I guess.
Yes.
Right.
In the process of the whole impact of what we're doing.
As well as showcasing the culture of Rwanda.
Yes.
That's incredible. I love that story. What about you?
I'm Girabawe Gloria, and I'm also a student at the African Leadership University, high-tech international business and trade. And as I said, I'm the founder of Love, which is a small business that manufactures eco-friendly bags known as tote bags. So more of what we do is producing those bags, but we are also a social enterprise that is looking into leveraging women's lives, specifically teenage mothers who have been abandoned by their families. So that is more of what we do.
Mentality. So as we go into the break, I believe that we will come back and then talk about the fashion industry, its challenges, its opportunities, particularly within the Kigali that we know. So I'll see you right after the break.